One of the things that kind of held me back from starting a podcast for a long time was all the technology that I thought I needed to have and learn and edit and do all kinds of things with technology. Well, one of the things I love about Anchor is that it makes podcasting extremely easy. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you why. First of all, it's free. Second of all, there are creation tools that will allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor does all the work of distributing your podcast for you. That way it's heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money right from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Guys, it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So if you've got a great idea for a podcast, stop waiting. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Here's what I know. You want to be a smoking hot success in life and in business. In order to do that, when it comes to business and life, you need to be crushing it. The problem is you're not quite sure what to do next or how to even do it if you knew what was next. Now, this makes you feel overwhelmed and stuck, and that is just not right. In this daily podcast, I'm going to provide you with proven frameworks and strategies that you can put into practice right away. I'm glad you're here. Let's get started. All right. Hey, if you're following along with the book, Business Made Simple, we're going to be on page 8. And today we're talking about, from the Value-Driven Professional series, do you see yourself as a hero and not a victim? I want you to think about some of the best movies you've ever seen. When we go watch a movie, we rarely will daydream. And why is that? It's because we're caught up in the story, right? We're caught up in the hero. I often think about and use the examples from Star Wars where, we're caught up in what's going on with Luke Skywalker and will he be able to, blow up the Death Star? And so if we think about that in our own life, don't we always want to be the hero? I mean, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as the hero in a story that, wakes up every day looking to take on the world and to win? Or do you see yourself as the victim and constantly maybe complaining or constantly coming up with excuses as to why you cannot win the day? So I really would love for you to think of yourself, if you haven't, think of yourself as the hero in a story. And what would that mean for you if, you had the ability, which, by the way, you do have the ability to create a narrative where you are the hero, okay? And so I really want you to think about how you've been presenting yourself. Have you been presenting yourself as a victim? I want you to think through that. We'll be right back. Do you or the people that work for you need a clear sales pitch? Well, if that's the case, then you should join me on June the 10th for live coaching with Donald Miller. Don's the CEO of StoryBrand and Business Made Simple. And normally these live coachings are only for Business Made Simple University subscribers. But because I am a Business Made Simple coach, you can get access through me. So if you're interested, go to b3advisors.org/live-coaching. Register and I'll send you more details. Thanks. See you soon. Bye. Okay, let's go back to the movie analogy. So if you're the hero in a story, in your own story, we often, going back to the movie, in a great movie, and really, honestly, any good story, the hero will often have, if he doesn't have a problem, then it's not a good story. It's not a good movie, right? There's no challenge facing our hero, then we get bored. And oftentimes we have challenges in life. We have challenges in our career, and it's all about how we take on those challenges. But what's usually true in a movie is true in our lives. The heroes in movies always have someone, there's a character that comes along that plays the guide and helps that hero, figure things out, right? And so in life, that I want us to think about ourselves that way. If we're the hero in our story, life is not always fair. Life is not always easy. So what do you do when you get down? Do you raise your hand and say, I need help? Because ultimately, in our best stories, best movies, that's what happens. A guide comes along and he shows, Obi-Wan Kenobi shows Luke the Force. Haymitch shows Katniss how he did it when he won the Hunger Games. But it's the hero raising their hand, sometimes reluctantly saying, I need some help. So, today's main point, right, is a value-driven professional sees themselves as a hero on a mission, not a victim. So my question to you is, are you seeing yourself as a hero or a victim? And the great thing about this is that we get the power to choose. So today, maybe you started out in the victim mode, but you can easily move back into the hero seat. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the Daily Business Coaching Podcast with your coach, Mitch Alverson. Here, I deliver daily doses of business coaching because I know that when you have a coach, you get better results. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and come back tomorrow for another one. You can learn more about me and my company at b3advisors.org. Feel free to reach out via email at mitch@3advisors.org. Thanks again for listening to the Daily Business Coaching Podcast with me, Mitch Alverson. See you tomorrow.